Good evening, everyone. How are you this evening? If you can hear me, please let me know in the chat that you can hear me. If you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know in the chat. Happy Sunday. I hope you had a great time. If you can hear me, please let me know that you can hear me in the chat. If you can hear me, you can see me, and you can see my slide, please let me know. If you can hear me, you can see me, and you can see my slide, please let me know. If you can hear me, you can see my slide, and you can see me, kindly let me know so I can proceed. Okay, BK says I can see you. Izzy says I can hear you. Ellie says I can hear you, I can hear you, I can see you. Can you see my this person is funny. Who's that person? Can you see my slide? Oh, I can't see that screen. That's thank you. Okay, yesterday says, where is your scarf? That got me laughing. Yesterday, don't mind me. My scarf is right here with me. I decided to come out like this evening. Okay, can you see? Somebody says my voice is low. Please others confirm. Is my voice low or it's from that person's end? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Somebody said my voice is low. Please confirm if my voice is low from your end, or perhaps it's just that person. Okay, they said no, 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 not really. Okay, ma'am, please, you might want to use a headset or something to project the voice. I do not want to shout. Please, it's been a very stressful day for me. I just had to show up because I already gave my words. So I would try my best to make tonight's session a short one because tomorrow is Monday and of course we need to attend to work. I welcome you all here. Thank you for showing up for me. Thank you for coming here to learn. And tonight, as my team has said in the group, we will be doing just three things that are capable of helping, excuse me, three things that are capable of helping you sound better henceforth. Now, the first thing we'll be learning tonight is we'll be talking about the things that you need to stop so that you can improve your communication skills. There's some things we need to start to do, and of course, there's some things we need to stop doing as well, so that we can speak better. Another thing we'll talk about is the things that are hindering you from pronouncing English words well. And of course, how to fix those things. I understand that some of us might have attended several classes like this before, even you might have paid more for some, or you might not have paid so much for some, and then you still haven't got the result you envision. There are a few things that might be hindering you, so I will mention some of them and how you can fix it, of course. And lastly, we'll talk about how to improve your pronunciation, your spoken English. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing, like I mentioned, will be to talk about the things you need to stop doing. You have to stop doing the things you need to, the things that you don't have to stop doing, rather, things you should not stop doing, so that henceforth you can start to improve your communication skill. Now, the first thing that I need you to make sure you do not stop doing is don't stop learning. Do not stop learning. Now, when it comes to speaking, many times people feel like, okay, I attended a class 2 days ago, 3 days ago, or some months ago, and I should just be better. I think that class is enough. I do not have to attend any class again. Sincerely, it's a lie. When it comes to speaking, it's a journey. It's a journey of life. Because number one, speaking is a culture to all of us. In whatever language you speak, it is something you do every day, every time. So it is a lifelong skill. So because it is a lifelong skill, learning it, improving at it is also a lifelong journey. It's a journey that you should not get tired of. You have to keep learning every day, every time. But of course, you do not have to always pay to learn when it comes to communication skills, because we understand that we all have other things that we need money to we all have other things that we need money for, right? But there are other ways you can learn without you stop without stopping to learn. For example, you can learn via movies. You can learn by listening more to people. Let's talk about listening more to people. Have you ever thought to yourself why a child, a baby, will not talk for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year? It's a C, it varies. Why would they not talk? And suddenly one day they start to make funny sounds. They start to make efforts to talk. The reason is because the way communication is being built, the way God arranged it, it starts from listening. So if you want to improve your speaking skill, you need to improve your listening skill first. The more you listen, the better you become at speaking. That is the truth. So when you listen to people, especially when you're listening to people that you understand that they speak better than you, maybe a newscaster, or you're listening to music, or a pastor, or maybe classes like this, or you're watching a real video on social media, and you know that this person speaks better than me. You want to listen to how words are being pronounced. So when you listen attentively, you realize that this person in question might pronounce some words differently from how you pronounce them, might pronounce some words the way you pronounce them. So, what you want to do is you want to take note of those that are pronounced differently from how you have pronounced them. Then you want to further research using different online tools like SpeechLine. SpeechLining is a tool that can help you for free, like Fluent U, like the dictionary, like the IPA. These are softwares or apps that you can download for free and use totally for free. So let's assume while you're listening to me, I have said a word, maybe I said listening. And before you would normally say listening, or you would say listening. You want to take note of that word. Go to any of these apps or any of these devices to check for the right pronunciation. So when you check for the right pronunciation, you realize, oh, she pronounced it rightly. I am the one pronouncing it wrongly. Oh no, I have always pronounced this word rightly. It is the speaker that mispronounced the word. That way, if you can do this every day, even if it's just one word, you would realize that at the end of a week, you would have been able to identify how many words you pronounce rightly and how many words you have been mispronouncing for a long time, and of course, how to pronounce them. One of my coaches will say, you learn one word every day, and in 365 days, in 1 year, you'll be amazed at how well or how far you have gone. So the first is don't stop learning. Remember, you can learn for free, like using apps like IPA. You can download IPA, I, P, and A, just 3 letters. You can download that on your app, your Google Play Store or your Apple Store. You can use speech lining. It's a software, just Google it, speech lining, right? You can also use FluentU. FluentU is also a software, it's a website that you can also use for free on Google, among other apps out there. Now, the second thing that you must stop doing is never underestimate the power of listening. Okay, I mentioned that already. Do not underestimate the power of listening. Listening is key. Aside from listening for the message, when you watch movies, when you listen to music, I do that a lot. When I watch a movie and I realize the word is pronounced differently, I will quickly consult any of these apps. I love the dictionary most especially. I love the Oxford Dictionary or the Cambridge Pronouncing Dictionary. Once I confirm and I realize that the person is right, all through that movie, I keep saying that word, excuse me, over and over and over and over to myself. Now, while you are listening, another thing you want to do is you want to practice. So do not be afraid of practicing. Now, I usually like to say that when it comes to diction or when it comes to pronunciation, it's like prayer. So a lot of us in our corner, we talk to God. God, I want you to do this for me. I want you to do that for me. And when God eventually does that thing, it becomes a thing of it becomes a public blessing. It depends on the kind of thing you're asking for. So let's assume you want to become a mother. While you were talking to God, you would not every day go outside and shout, God, this. No, you talk to God in your own corner. But when you eventually become a mother, it becomes a public blessing. Everybody can see it. Same with speaking, whether you're talking about your grammar, your vocabulary, or your diction. So do not be afraid of practicing in-house. It is how well you have practiced in-house that will show or that will tell when you get to public. So when you want to know someone who speaks well in-house, when they get to the public space, they speak better. But when you want to know someone who has not been practicing at all, when they get to the public space, it will be obvious. So do not be afraid to practice. Don't be afraid to practice with your friends. Don't be afraid to practice with your siblings, your children, your partner, whoever you have around you. And of course, if you do not have anyone around you, thank God for our phone, our mobile phone. Before the invent of phones, we usually practice with mirrors. So you look into the mirror, you say it to yourself, and the person in the mirror is saying it back to you. That is one beautiful way of practice. But these days, your phone is all you need. You can record yourself, record what you have said, listen, analyze. Is this how this word is usually being said? Sometimes we do not know how to say it, but when we hear the correct thing, we can identify it. I've met quite a number of people. When they speak, they might not use the correct pronunciation. But when you use the correct pronunciation beside them, they can tell that this is correct. And they can tell that, no, this other person is faking it. So you might be one of such person that you know that, okay, this is correct, this is wrong. So all you have to do is listen to what you have done, analyze it yourself, or you can also use devices like speech learning. Speech learning allows voice. So it allows you to record a particular sentence or a set of sentences, even the IPA. The IPA will give you a particular sentence. They ask you to say it to yourself, and then you listen to the person saying it. That way you can score yourself to say, okay, I think I did it right this way, or I didn't do it right this way. There is a part of the IPA, it's a premium package where you will be listened to. So there is an AI on the app that listens to you and then give feedback and say, you didn't do this part well, you did this part well. And of course, aside from all of these apps, also in the Diction Master Academy, we have, of course, I believe most of us here already know about the Diction Master Academy. That is what we do. We'll listen to you and give feedback and tell you, you did this rightly, you didn't do this rightly, you did this one well, you didn't do this one well, try this again. This is how it should be done. So do not be afraid of practicing. In fact, when it comes to pronunciation, if you learn for 13 years, or should you learn forever? And if you do not practice, you will not get results. That is the truth. No matter how much you learn, when it comes to diction and pronunciation, if you don't practice, you will not get results. What would happen is you will know it, you would have the theoretical knowledge, you will understand it fine, but you will not be able to showcase it. And diction, you can have it and not showcase it. Or should you have it and you're not showcasing it, then you would not get the goodies that you really need to get from it. You would not receive the advantages, the benefits of having it. So you must practice, very important. So remember, there are other things you should not stop doing. but I do not want this to be long, so I needed to reduce my slides. Don't stop learning. Do not underestimate the power of listening, and don't be afraid to practice. It is very important. Now, to the second thing that we'll be doing tonight, and that is why everything you have learned is hindering you from pronouncing English words correctly. Now, you might be wondering how. What I've learned is the one hindering me. Yes, it might be, it might not be, but let's see why it might be. Number one, if you're one of those that focus on acquisition, you focus on learning instead of focusing on practicals. Like I said, should you learn for 200 years and you don't practice, you are wasting your time. You will not get tangible results. Speaking, diction, pronunciation, all of these are physical skills. They are something that you need to do. They are activity. It's like you trying to learn how to drive. You won't go to a driving school and they tell you, okay, when you're ready to drive, put your leg on the gear, the pedal, drive like this. No, you have to do it. You have to put that leg, not just hearing them on how to do it. You have to get into that act. Same with learning, or same with being better at pronouncing English words. Do not focus on acquisition. Rather, focus on practical communication. Now, most people, when they start to learn English pronunciation, what they do is when they want to talk to people, they become so conscious. They become excessively conscious. Then from consciousness, they move to carefulness. Now, when they are careful that they do not want to mispronounce their words or they do not want to say something wrong. So because of that, they would have that fear of speaking. What that does is it would not help you learn. It would not help you see significant effort on what you've done. It is okay for you to learn. Try to do it wrongly, have people laugh at you, have people laugh at you, make you feel bad, fine. The thing is, by the time you're doing it again, you would be better off where you were. So please do not focus on accusation. Do not focus on learning. Instead, focus on doing, on practical. So how do you practice? The first thing you want to do to help you practice is to have accountability partners. Now, when I started learning diction in 2018. And when I started learning, the first thing I did was to get back home, discuss with my siblings, and I told them, okay, so this is what I'm doing now. Please, anytime I speak Yoruba or anytime I speak English a particular way, remind me that that is not what I want to do. And you know how young children can be. They love to correct you because it's an opportunity for them to also see themselves as an authority. So in the house, everybody, two people, three people at the same time will correct me. And that helped me to keep practicing. So when I speak to them, sometimes they laugh, which is fine. I do not feel offended. Maybe because they are my sibling. I never felt offended. And because I was intentional, I purposely said it to them. It was easier for them to also help me. So you might want to talk to your friend, your neighbor, your husband, your colleague, whoever. Let them know what you're trying to achieve so that should you sound a certain way, or should you even forget to practice your diction, they can be there to remind you because it's normal for you to forget. Now, the second thing you want to do to help you practice is anytime you speak, anytime at all, when you're speaking, consciously attune your brain to reminding you of how a word should be pronounced. So let's assume you have learned just 4 words so far. Those 4 words, anytime you want to use them, consciously tell your brain that you must use them with correct pronunciation, such that if you forget, And you remember, you can easily go back to it. You can easily repeat those sentences again. So when you do that over and over and over again, before you know it, it becomes a part of you. Now, another thing that might be hindering you is lack of listening and speaking practice. I have mentioned how important listening is to speaking. You cannot learn to speak English properly without learning to listen first. You must be able to hear the difference, especially because English sounds are almost the same. English sounds are alike, but sound alike, which is why you see a lot of Nigerians pronounce SIT and SEAT the same way. Or you see Nigerians pronounce PLAIT and PLATE the same way. It is because the English sounds, especially the vowel sounds, they sound alike. So as a Nigerian, I would ordinarily want to say sit, sit, sit on the seat, which is wrong. The first one with the I should be sit. The letter I sounds A. Sit. Sit on the seat. Sit on the seat. The second pair of words, I have plot and played. Plot. So it's not plait your hair. You plait your hair, while the one you use in eating, you pronounce it as plate. So you must be able to hear the difference. It is when you can hear the difference that you can speak the difference. But if you cannot even hear the difference between set and seed, it becomes difficult for you to try to say it correctly. If you cannot hear the difference between plot and plate, it becomes difficult for you to say it. So you must hear the difference first by actively listening before you can then speak the difference. But of course, you also want to practice it. Practice listening, practice speaking. Watch movies that maybe you might not ordinarily watch. If you're the type that do not love British or American movies before, you want to start to just watch them because you're learning from them. And as you're listening to what they're saying, you're speaking along to help you practice. Another thing that usually affects our pronunciation that might be hindering our progress in terms of pronunciation is limited exposure to real word English. Please, if you want to learn to speak, do not focus on reading textbooks or no, that's not it. Do not focus on that. I see a lot of schools that do diction and they're always so particular about buying textbooks for their learners. Textbooks will not do anything when it comes to speaking. Of course, you might say that, okay, that's where they have the words they're pronouncing. But the textbook cannot give instruction on how it is being pronounced. And that is why I do not usually recommend books when it comes to speaking. Instead, get out there, speak to your teachers, speak to your neighbors, speak to your colleagues, speak to your driver. Just keep speaking. And if you live in an environment where there is no one to speak to, that's why we have the 6 weeks Diction Master Academy. It's not just an academy, it's a community where people come together and have conversations. One of the things I love about the Zoom session in the academy is the breakout session, where we divide participants into smaller groups. They pick a topic, they talk about it, they criticize each other pronunciation nicely. We learn from each other. There are other diction instructors as well there to support and help them. I'm not the only one doing everything. So if you find yourself in an environment where there is no one to help, maybe you live in an environment where everybody speaks native languages, or maybe you live in an isolated environment, whatever the situation is, the 6 Week Diction Mastery community is a place for you to be exposed to real word English. So you want to make sure you're exposed to real word English, not just reading textbooks or reading on social media, but you being able to practice what you have read. being able to practice what you have learned, being able to ask other people of their own opinion about how you sound, etc. And then lastly, when we talk about things that might be hindering you from pronouncing your English words, is insufficient focus on sounds. I see a lot of people when they want to improve their pronunciation, the first thing they want to focus on is the rhythm or the intonation of their voice. They pronounce words wrongly, but they try to use the correct rhythm. Yes, of course, the English language is a rhythmic language, which is very important. So it is wrong for me to say which is very important. That way the rhythm is out of it. It's not making sense again. It's not English again, right? So the rhythm is important. But as a beginner, that should not be your Okay, I just got back. My my network got disconnected. My Wi-Fi got disconnected. Sorry about that. I just got back. Give me a few seconds to be sure the Zoom link is still active. Okay, it is. So I'll proceed now. So you want to focus on the sounds. So last week we talked about the sounds, but tonight I would highlight a particular sound that is very important and can help you to sound better henceforth. So, but before then, let's quickly talk briefly about this for the sake of those that were not around last week. If you look properly, here is a chart, and it is called the phonemic chart. Phonemic chart. The phonemic chart contains the sounds that we use to pronounce words in English. Now, when it comes to pronouncing words in English, A to Z aren't options. Letter A, letter B, letter C to letter Z cannot help us to pronounce our words. What we need to pronounce our words are sounds, the sounds of English. And these right here are the sounds of English. We call them the phonemes. Phonemes means sounds. So just like we have in the letters, we have the vowel letters and the consonant letters. We also have the vowel sounds. All of these are the vowel sounds. The vowel sounds are 20. Out of the 20 vowel sounds, 12 of them are called monophthongs. So these are the monophthongs. And the remaining 8 are called the diphthongs. We also have the triphthongs, but they are not on the IPA chart. We don't have them on the phonemic chart. Now, another type of sounds that we have on this phonemic chart is the consonants. So there are 24 consonant sounds. So these right here are the consonant sounds. But tonight I'm going to talk about just one sound. And that sound is a vowel sound. This is the sound right here. It looks like upside down E. Looks like when you write your letter E upside down. Or when you write a number 6 and it's facing the left. So this is the vowel sound we will talk about tonight. That vowel sound is called schwa. It is called the schwa. Schwa. It is articulated uh, 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 uh. The way you will say this spelling. Uh, uh, uh. Now, the vowel the short sound, is a weak sound. It's not strong. For example, if I say ah is strong, it comes out well. But this particular vowel here is a weak one. It's Another thing about this sound is it is a closed sound. If I go back to the first sound again and say you realize that my mouth is wide open. And that is because the sound is an open sound. But the schwa sound is a closed sound. which means that I will not open my mouth to say the sound. I will just say, uh, 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 uh. If you're saying it well, you will feel vibration on your vocal cord. Uh, I don't know if you can see this place. It's kind of moving. Uh, 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 uh. That is the sound. The sound, like I said earlier, is called the Almighty Shua. It is a vowel sound. Now, this sound is the most significant sound in English. Significant means important, very important. Funnily, this sound can be made by all the vowel letters, including letter Y. Letter A can make the sure sound sometimes. Letter E, letter I, letter O, letter U, and letter Y. Sometimes you can even find the sure in a consonant place. Now, the sure is very important because it is quite different from every other vowel because of its weakness. Some people call it a laser sound. Now, let's take a few word examples. The common words or common position where you can find the sure sound is at the end of words, words ending in ER. So as a Nigerian, if I want to pronounce this word, I would say teacher. Can you see my mouth? Teacher. Remember, it is the ER at the end of this word that makes the sure. Teacher. That is wrong. Why? The sure is a closed sound, remember. So I should not open my mouth when I get to the pronunciation of ER there. Instead, I should say teacher, ch, ch, not teacher. Teacher, teacher. I am a teacher. My teacher is sleeping. Not my teacher is sleeping. Merely making sure that your mouth is not opened when saying the sentence, my teacher is sleeping, makes the sentence better. My teacher is sleeping. Instead of my teacher is sleeping. Let's take other words that end in ER. We can have a word like driver, driver, not driver. I can have sister, sister, not sister. Can you see the difference in my mouth opening? I father, not father. Now, sight words ending in ER, another very popular spelling variant is O and R at the end of a word. When you also have letter O and letter R at the end of a word, the word or the letter combinations will most likely make the sure sound. So I should not say pastor. Don't open your mouth. It's not pastor. It's pastor. Pastor instead of pastor. It's doctor, not doctor. Doctor. Tailor, not tailor. Tailor instead of tailor. Now, of course, there are other situations where we can have the sure. Remember I said it is the most significant sound. But of course, these are the two common situations where we find the sure. When a word ends in E and R, the E and R, do not open your mouth to say it. Or a word ends in O and R, do not open your mouth to say it. There are other examples. Also, if I have a word that ends in AL, suffix AL, for example, if I have the word occasional, occasional, as a Nigerian, I would likely say occasional. It's not nal. The letter A there is not an R sound. The letter A there makes a sure. That is the A before the L. Occasional. I would not say special. It's not special. The letter A before the L again makes the sure. Special. I wouldn't say legal. The A there makes a sure. Legal. And so many other word examples. So remember I said that all the vowel letters, letter A, letter E, letter I, letter O, letter U, even letter Y, and some other consonant letters can make the sure. So let's practice more examples that I have on my slide. Please say after me. Salad. So it's not salad, salad. The second A there makes the sure. It's not salad. So the first A sounds A. The second A does not sound A. It sounds salad. I need more salad, not I need more salad. Can you see the difference? The sure is capable of helping you sound better. The next word, elephant, not elephant. As a Nigerian, or should I say as a Yoruba lady, I would most likely say elephant. The elephant is big, or the elephant is big. Whichever, no, it's el. Eh. The first E sounds as in egg, while the second E makes the sure, elephant. Even the A there. The next word I have is cousin. Cousin, then cousin. The S in that word sounds like a Z. Cousin. My cousin loves salad. Not my cousin loves salad. My cousin loves salad. In the last webinar we had last week, I already established the fact that you do not have to change your voice to sound pretty well when speaking English. Just focus on the sounds. So merely focusing on the sure sound, you can start to sound better. And the strategy to pronouncing the sure sound properly is make sure your mouth is not opened because it's a weak and closed sound. Don't say don't say ooh. It's Make sure your lips are in a relaxed position and just make the sound. The sound should come out from here without opening your mouth. Uh, 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 uh. Now, the next word I have is lemon, not lemon. Lemon, lemon, lemon. I also have a pan, not upon. It's not peace be upon you. It should be peace be upon you. Peace be upon, not upon you. We also have syringe, syringe. And lastly, we have rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. Please practice after me. Watch my mouth. Try to make sure your mouth is in what my mouth is doing and say it wherever you are. Remember, you can practice these words again using the apps that I mentioned earlier. And of course, in the 6-Week Diction Master Academy, all we do is learn and practice because that's the key to speaking better. At the academy, we do not just want you to know it in your head. We want people to be able to see that you know it. Like they say, applied knowledge is what brings wisdom, or applied knowledge is what brings the money and all. So we want you to be able to apply it, not just knowing the theoretical part. Salad, elephant, cousin, lemon, a pan, syringe, rhythm, teacher, driver, sister, father. Note, when you have T and H in a word, your tongue should be here. Father, not father. Pastor, not pasta. Pastor, t. If you open your mouth to articulate the sure, you would sound Ghanaian. So make sure you're not speaking the Ghanaian English. doctor, tailor, occasional, special. Very well. So now that we know some of the things that might be hindering us, one, maybe you're focusing too much on learning and you refuse to practice because you're scared that people will laugh at you, or you're scared that you make mistakes, or whatever reason. Please, you need to cease doing that. Or you do not listen and speak. You just do your thing carelessly. No. Henceforth, you need to be conscious when you listen and when you speak. Or maybe you do not expose yourself to real world knowledge. You can read in the book, but then when it comes to chatting, you don't want to send voice notes, you don't want to make calls, you don't want to talk in public, or when you talk, you don't even want to speak English language. Please, that will not help you. Or perhaps you're doing all of these things, but you're not focusing on the sounds. You should focus on the sound. Instead, you're focusing on intonation and rhythm and other things. Those things are okay to focus on. But as a beginner, your first goal should be to master the sounds, such that any word you're pronouncing, you can consciously use the sounds well. That should be the first goal. Do not rush to intonation, do not rush to rhythm or any other thing. Right, very well. So now let's go to how to fix some of these things that might be hindering you. The first thing you want to do is to immerse yourself. Immersion. You want to dig yourself. You want to put yourself inside that language. Excuse me. You want to, what's the word now? You want to go deep into it. I'm not saying that because you want to learn to speak English better, you should leave out your native languages. No, I speak mine too. But I'm saying that at the point of learning, because you're just learning, because you haven't mastered, you might want to focus more on English than other languages. It doesn't mean English is superior to other languages. It doesn't mean that English is the leader or is the best language. No. There is no superiority in languages. All languages have their importance, uniqueness, and all. But then for learning's sake, or should I say for mastery's sake, you want to immerse yourself in it. So if you're the type that watch a lot of native language music, or movies rather, or you listen to a lot of native languages, movies, music, or you converse more in native languages, you want to try to start to add English to it. So if you watch 3 movies every week, maybe you want to add one more. Or out of these 3 already, you want to make one English and the others in your native language. When you go on social media, you want to watch videos, you want to do more of English speaking videos. When you're speaking to people, you want to practice your English, even when it's filled with errors. Keep practicing. The more you practice, the better you become. The more you practice, the better you become. So immerse yourself in it. Immerse yourself in it. When having a chat with your friend, when conversing, when justing, do that in English. And remember, because you have held them accountable, because they are acting as your accountability partner, those people you're conversing with can easily remind you when you're not going as planned. Maybe you've forgotten. And the second thing you want to do is focus on practice. Left to me, I would say practice more than you even learn. But then learning and practice goes hand in hand. Because if you do not learn the correct thing and you're just practicing, you will be practicing the wrong thing. And that would lead to waste of time. So as you're learning the correct thing, you want to make sure you're practicing what you've learned. So just like today now, we have learned that it is salad, it's not salad. So if I were you, after this class, I want to teach people around me that, oh, the word is actually salad, not salad. The more you teach people something, the better it becomes for you too as a teacher. You keep improving. While you're teaching others, you're helping yourself. So maybe you want to turn it into a song, salad, 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 something like that. so that the next time you want to use the word, you would not say salad again. Now, let me tell you something about learning pronunciation. Now, because we have been pronouncing a word a certain way, because you have been saying salad, salad, salad all your life. Now you have learned that it is salad. The moment you learn that it is salad, if you do not practice it, my coach will say, when you learn a new word, whether you learn the meaning of the word or the pronunciation of the word or how the word is used, you expect to practice that word at least 21 times. The reason is this. When you learn a word, it's either the word is stored in your active vocabulary or the word is stored in your passive vocabulary. If the word is stored in your active vocabulary, what that means is the next time you want to use that word, you will readily remember it. The next time you want to say salad, it will be easier for you to say salad. You will not forget. But if the word is saved in your passive vocabulary, what happens is you will not remember. Sometimes you might remember, but you find it difficult to produce it. I don't know if you've been in situations where like, oh, I know the correct thing, but somehow it's inside, but it's not coming out. I don't know how many people who have experienced such. If you have, please wave your hand or say hi in the comments. If you have experienced something like that, whereby you want to say something, not necessarily in English, you want to say something or you want to talk about something, and you know that thing is in your mind, it's somewhere inside, but it's difficult for you to just produce it. It's difficult for you to bring it out. If you have ever experienced that, please say hi in the comment. Let me know I'm not alone, or just raise your hand. Use your raise hand button to raise your hand. Let me know if I'm not the only one who I feel like that. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for not making me feel like an outcast here. Okay, people have started talking. Thank you, everyone. Okay, Toiba, somebody says she can't hear me. Please, can you please leave a message on how that person can join? That's why we sent the YouTube link. If you can't hear on Zoom, you can just join on YouTube. YouTube is easy for you. You don't have to look for your mic or anything. So what happened at that situation? Thank you, everyone who showed that they have experienced it. Is because that thing you're trying to produce, whatever it is, maybe it's an information, maybe it's information, maybe it's a word or whatever. It's saved. The moment you got that thing, it was automatically saved in your passive vocabulary or your passive part of the brain. So in your brain, we have the active part and the passive part. So how do you help information or things to be saved in the active part? It is by using that thing over and over and over and over and over again. So the moment you learn about something, you might want to say to yourself over and over and over again. My coach will say that, say to yourself at least 21 times. But I usually say to yourself at least 7 times, because I have said it over like that for 7 times and does work for me. Most times I will remember. So if you're learning any new word, just say to yourself again at least 7 times. You can talk about it to someone. You can record yourself on the voice note. You can use any of the apps I've mentioned. Like one of the things they do in the academy is someone will just come randomly and say, oh, I came across this word. Who knows how to pronounce it? And you see different people coming up with options. And at the end, I would say something like, okay, this is not correct. This is the correct thing, or that is correct. Good job. Sometimes people they will say something on social media, they post it to the academy, and they say, let's practice together. That is the importance of having a community where you want to achieve the same thing. So the next thing you want to do to fix this problem is to find a language partner or a community. Your language partner can be your husband, it can be your wife, it can be your colleague. If you have anyone around you that is also interested in speaking better, these things I am talking about does not only work for pronunciation, it works for any part of a particular language, and not just for English, but for any other languages. So you want to find someone that wants to achieve almost the same thing, that you can exchange words together, you can practice together, or maybe a community. And such community is the Diction Mastery Academy. Aside from the fact that we meet on Saturdays, Mondays to Fridays, anyone can come up and say, I need help with this word. What do you think about this word? let's do this. I saw this, let's try it. And we are all working towards a goal. That is the importance of a community. We're helping each other grow. And it's not just about diction. People ask different questions, even about grammar. If there's someone there who has the answer, the person helps. If there is not, once I come, I give answers. Find a language partner or a community. Like they say, you go farther when you work with others. You go farther when you work with others. In fact, not just farther, and faster. Because sometimes you might have people that have more experience or more knowledge about that thing. But when it's just you, it becomes slower, no motivation. Just like in the academy, when you see others submitting their tasks, you want to do yours too. You're motivated. But if it is just you, you might not even go through the course after you have paid for it. I've attended several courses like that. I bought a course on grants last year, August. I bought another one last year, January. That was on stock. I bought another one on YouTube optimization. I had them piled up. It was not until the end of this year I told myself that I need to revisit these courses since some of them has to do with what I will be doing this year. And finally, I've not even gone far at all. Why? Because I'm working alone. But if such courses came with a community where I see others do what I want to do, achieve what I'm trying to achieve, something will ginger me, like they say in Nigerian English. So find a language partner, find a community. There are lots of community out there. There are international communities. I belong to few international communities. Of course, they are not free. The international communities I belong to, most times we pay, there is one we pay every day, $1 every day. There's another one where we pay annually. It's a yearly payment, and you pay in dollars. Was in the international space, I saw the importance of community. Find a community, and the Diction Master Academy is a great community. Though it's an academy, but it comes with a community. Not just an academy, it comes with a community. And you're not paying extra for the community. All you're paying for is the course. So even after your 6 weeks, you still have access to the community. Even when you're done with the course, you still have access to the community. Now let's move to the last part of tonight's session, which is how to improve your English pronunciation. The first is learn the sounds and then learn word stress. Just like I showed you when we talked about the sounds. Here are the sounds again. This is the phonemic chart. All these symbols here are sounds you want to learn. So tonight we had learned about the schwa. Here is the schwa again, the weak sound. So because you have learned about the schwa, you have learned that anytime you see E and R at the end of a word, you should articulate it as a schwa. Or should you see O and R at the end of a word, you should articulate it as a schwa. And sometimes when you have letter A or letter E or letter I, letter O, there's one at the door, or letter U or even letter Y, there's one at the door. It makes the schwa sound as well. So when you're speaking or when you're practicing, you want to pay attention to that. Another thing you need to learn is a lot of reasons why I chose the schwa. Now, when pronouncing a word in English that has more than one syllable, let's go back to the schwa slide. Now, a schwa is usually found in a word or words with more than one syllable. So if I have the word go, even though there is letter O in GO, the O there can never be a schwa, except it's in a sentence. So when we have some words that are called grammar words, words like BEISTO, WAS, we call them grammar words. or when we have them in a sentence, there are situations where we need to change their vowels to sure. We call that vowel reduction, but that's not what we're talking about tonight. Tonight, we're just talking about words. So when you have a word that has more than one syllable, the first thing you want to do is to break the word into the number of syllables it has. So the first word we have here, salad, has 2 syllables, sa and lad. Now the second thing you want to find out is, which of these syllables in salad am I supposed to stress? To speak English properly, a part of a word must be stressed. Once you have a word that has more than one syllable, a part of that word must be stressed. How do you stress a word? You stress a word by saying the word louder, longer, and clearer. Unlike our native languages, as a Yoruba person, I would most likely say salad, 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 saying the 2 syllables in that word with the same level of energy. Or I would say something like with the same level of energy, right? Energy, level of energy. That is wrong. That is Yoruba English. Yoruba as a language is spoken in syllable time. Some languages are spoken in syllable time. Some languages are spoken in stressed time. English is spoken in stressed time. Languages that are spoken in syllable time means that each syllable in the word is said with the same energy. Energy, energy, Bukola, Itacy. But if a native English speaker wants to pronounce my name, he or she will say something like Bukolar, or Bukolar, or Bukolar. Why? Because a part of that word must be stressed according to the English language. But according to Yoruba, no part should be stressed. I should pronounce each part equally. Bukola. So you must understand that each language has its characteristics. This is one of the characteristics of English language. Once a word has more than one syllable, a part must be stressed. So the question usually is, how do I know the parts that should be stressed? Should I stress sa, or should I stress lad? Should I say salad, or should I say salad? Which one should I say? Then you need to learn word stress. So tonight, let's learn one rule when it comes to word stress. Last week, we learned 2 rules on word stress. I don't know if you can still remember them. The first rule we learned last week says, if you have a word that has 2 syllables, if the word is a noun or an adjective, you should stress the first syllable. So look at the first example I have here, salad. Salad has 2 syllables and it is a noun. So because it is a noun and it has 2 syllables, I need to stress the first syllable. So the sa should be said louder, longer, and clearer. Now the second part, L-A-D, I should not say it loud, I should not say it long, I should not say it clear. Now how do I achieve that? I will achieve that by reducing the vowel in the second syllable into a schwa. That is why I said that you can only find the schwa in a word that has more than one syllable. So we say that a schwa is always found in an unstressed syllable. Salad, not salad. The second rule that we learned last week on the word stress states that when you have a word that has 2 syllables, if the word is a verb or a preposition, you should stress the second syllable. Now look at the word upon. Upon is a preposition. So because of that, I am stressing the second syllable, pon. While the first syllable, which is the U there, it should be reduced into a schwa. So that is why I should not say upon. I should say upon, upon, upon. Now to the one rule that I said I would teach you tonight. When you have a word that has 3 syllables, last week we talked about words with 2 syllables. So this week, let's talk about words with 3 syllables. When you have a word that has 3 syllables and the word ends in Tion, for example, or Sion, if I have the word occasion, occasion. Now this word has 3 syllables. Occasion. Now, the rule says that when you have a word that has 3 syllables and it ends in ION, you should stress the syllable before the ION. That is why I am stressing CA, occasion, not occasion. I'm going for an occasion. No, I'm going for an occasion. Let's take another example. Let's say I have the word election. Election. Election also has 3 syllables and it ends in ION. So I should stress the syllable before the TION. Election. So for you to improve your English pronunciation, you must learn the sounds of English and you must learn word stress. Especially if you do not want to sound fake. You want to speak English well while still sounding like you, while still sounding authentic, unique. Then focus on the sounds of English and word stress. Leave intonation, rhythm, and others, leave them for now. Which is why in the 6-week Diction Mastery Academy, the first 3 weeks, in fact, the first 4 weeks, we focus on sounds and word stress. We'll learn and practice rigorously because we know that learning would only help you have it here. But what helps you to be able to confidently open your mouth and speak the way you envision, the way you have always hoped to, is by practice. So when we practice together in the community, we laugh at each other when need be. I correct you when need be. I ask you to do it over and over and again when need be. By the time you get out there, it becomes a walk in the park. It becomes easy for you. You do not feel like it's absorbed, it's ridiculous. I hear some people when this, in fact, I experienced that. When I first learned diction, the first few weeks, my ears kept telling me you're saying rubbish because it sounded so ridiculous to my own hearing. Not to talk of other people's hearing. And that is because I was used to speaking a certain way before. And that alone is one of the things that make people not to want to practice. That alone makes people to run away from practicing or even using the right diction outside. They would rather know it, have it in their head, than correct people or use it outside. And that is what we're trying to avoid in the academy. So because you have done it over and over and over again in the academy, Mondays to Saturdays, imagine you're doing something Mondays to Saturdays for 6 weeks. In fact, before 6 weeks, according to one of the testimonials we shared last week, Peace, she's a Kenyan. We sell this course to not just Nigerians, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, then people in the UK, Nigerians in the UK. We have them everywhere, Dubai, UAE, South Africa. I can't keep mentioning. The course I've gone all over the world. Where I've not been, the course has been. So the course is created to suit you anywhere you are. So the second thing you want to do to help you improve your English pronunciation is to practice regularly. So once you have learned the sounds of English and you've learned word stress, you then want to practice, which is why we have a community and a system that allows you practice. So how do we practice in the academy? We have devices, tools that we give our participants to practice with. I mentioned a few of them at the beginning. The other ones that we recommend, some of them we even give them links. Some of them that are paid, we give them links to be able to access them for free, cheat links. And it helps them practice. And of course, they don't just go practicing. We make sure that they practice because we give them tasks to do that is submit daily, every day, Mondays to Fridays. Now, we understand that some of you might be full housewife, you have a lot of things to do, or you might be working somewhere. There is no time, I understand. Some of you go to church in the evening, so there is no time. That is fine. So the way the course is created All you need every day is less than 10 minutes. For some of these videos, you just need 10 minutes to watch them. For some of them, less than 10 minutes. And you can do that anytime during the day. You know your schedule. So if you prefer to do it immediately, immediately your morning devotion. So before you go to work, you want to do it, yes, you would have access to it. Or you want to do it later at work, maybe you have a break time at work, fine. Or you want to do it when you get back in the evening, good. Or you want to do it in traffic when you're going to work in the morning, when you're returning in the evening, fine. Or you're a late night worker like me, you prefer to do things midnight, anytime, any day, you can access it. Anytime, any day. And especially if you are a procrastinator, if you're someone that, please ask him first. If you're someone that you usually procrastinate, when you see others doing and getting the results that you want, you will do. So the academy is a place for you to be. Then on Saturdays, we meet on Zoom, where we allow each person to speak. They will not just listen now. There's a part of them listening, and there is the most part where they speak. We speak together in the room like this, and afterwards we also have a breakout session. A breakout session on Zoom is a kind of smaller group. So let's assume right now we are 89 here. So if I divide this room into a breakout session, we might divide each person into a group where we have just 10-10 or 9-9 or 8-8. It depends on the number of people here. That is what a breakout session is. So we assign words. Sometimes we pick up a general topic, we speak, and we put in someone to coordinate and criticize constructively what they have done. And later we all come back to the full room again to put together what we have done and see. So we help each other speak better. Aside from that, participants are also very helpful. I love the fact that different people come up with different things. Maybe they saw a word on their way to work that they find it difficult. They bring it to the academy and everybody practice along. So you want to practice regularly. Practice regularly. The academy allows you to practice Mondays to Saturdays at your convenient time, so that when you go to church or mosque on Sunday, you can easily practice. Imagine you've done something consecutively for 7 days. Somehow it's already becoming a part of you. There's a rule that says that if you're able to do something successfully for 21 days, it means that that thing is already a part of you. So if you can successfully do this for just 7 days, the first week, imagine what it would feel like conversing with people wherever you go to on Sunday. And then the following week, and then the following week, and then the following week. Very well. So if you're enjoying this session, please let me know you're enjoying it. Somebody says, okay, question time. Please, if you're enjoying this session, let me know you're enjoying it. If you're learning, if it's worth your time, let me know. Somebody said, please, what do we stress in elephant? Okay, we're going elephant. Elephant. So you're stressing the first part. Elephant. Elephant. Okay, while you're letting me know if it's worth your time, if you have questions, please send in your questions. Like I said, I do not want us to stay too long tonight. If you have questions, please send in your questions. Somebody said it's worth my time. Another said I'm learning. Another said, yes, thank you. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, I appreciate your feedback. If you have questions as well, please send in your questions. Somebody said interested. Great. Okay, send in your questions if you have questions. So if you desire to change how you speak positively without sounding fake or foreign or sounding like a lie to yourself, I present to you again the 6 weeks Diction Mastery Academy. This is where you will master everything you need to master. You will not just learn, you would learn and practice, and learning and practice come together to bring mastery. That is why the name of the academy is Diction Mastery. It's not diction acquisition, it's not diction learning. Before 6 weeks, we want you to have mastered such that I can see you out there, I can watch your videos on social media, and I'll be proud to say, oh, you have been a student of the Diction Master Academy at some point. So at the Diction Master Academy, what do? We help you enhance your communication abilities to the point where your words command attention. Like I said, not just our focus is diction, but of course, you can also ask questions around vocabulary, ask questions around grammar. We help you improve your communication abilities, not just your pronunciation abilities. We also help you skyrocket your confidence. You must have practiced over and over again in the academy so that you have boosted your confidence, so that when you go out there, it becomes easy for you to use what you've learned. And of course, we help elevate your professional image to new heights. I've met people who cannot talk in meetings. I've met people who have lost interviews. Somebody sent me a message last week. Like the tone of reading the message, it was obvious he was sad. He lost an interview because of his poor accent. So inside the academy, we ensure personalized attention. That means that each person is given attention. So when you submit your assignment, we listen to your own assignment and give feedback according to your own assignment. So if Amaka submits her an assignment, the feedback we would give will not be the same as when Shegun submits ours, or as when Adebayo submits his. We give personalized feedback because we understand that we are not struggling with the same thing. And this makes it a transformative journey, right? So here is what you would get if you enroll on the Sixth Diction Master Academy. You get access to our e-learning platform. The e-learning platform contains the course, the lessons that you would be learning from Mondays to Fridays, and you can access it at any time during the day, anytime during the day. Also, you'll get access to 55 practical training sessions. Take note. Remember, this is not just about acquisition, it's about mastery. So practice is key. Our key word in the academy is learn, practice, practice. We believe in more practice. And then you get access to quizzes. It means every day, Mondays to Fridays, assignment to attend to. This assignment takes less than 10 minutes to complete. In fact, less than 10 minutes are submitted as voice notes. So you can do it anywhere you find yourself. You'd also have access to 12 live training sessions via Zoom. So on Zoom, we meet every Saturdays by 8 p.m. If you're not available, the replay would be made available. Excuse me. So on the Zoom session, we have interactive engagement. That is where we go for breakout rooms. We divide everybody on the Zoom call into different groups. The group you are in week 1 will be different from the group you are in week 2, will be different from the group you are in week 3, etc. You'd also have access to a private WhatsApp group. The group is not just a group, like I said, it's a community of different people trying to achieve one aim. So everybody is putting in efforts, everybody's putting in input, everybody's bringing in, it's not just about the quizzes and the lessons in the course now. People come up with questions every day that challenge you to learn and practice. And of course, you'd have unlimited personal support from me. Like I said, I'm not the only instructor. We have other diction instructors that are there to help you master your communication skill. But of course, you get personal support from me anytime, any day. And then here is how it works. The first step is to register for the academy. I'm looking forward to those that would register tonight, as I have something special for them. And of course, then you log into your e-learning platform. Immediately you register, you can log in, just follow the instructions. Then of course you can start to learn immediately, complete your quiz. But then I usually recommend take the lesson a step at a time. Do not rush it. It is not about completing the course. It is about the improvements that you seek. So the way the academy is structured, we expect that you take a lesson every day, one lesson per day, one lesson per day. We have people that go through the course and decide to do 2 lessons, 3 lessons per day. If you submit such assignment, of course, we would attend to them. But I do not recommend that because it would not give you enough time to practice. Then on Saturdays, you jump on the live session with me where we ask questions and answer, where we challenge each other, where we review what we have done. Not just me, please. You have a Zoom live session with my team and I. So if you're interested in joining the Diction Master Academy, a community where you can improve and grow, not just in your pronunciation skill, but in your communication skill and confidence. All you need is $65, and that's about 90,000. However, because you're here tonight, you won't even have to pay half of 90,000 naira. In just 45,000 naira, excuse me. Instead, you would be paying 30,999 naira. That is 68% off. However, I have a special offer for some people tonight. So, not just that, aside from the fact that you would pay 30,999 naira instead of 90,000, you would also get my complete refund assurance. It means that if you go through the academy and you do not get results, I would refund your money. You can record this part. If you go through the academy, you follow what I ask you to do. Do not come to the academy and become lazy. If you do not work, you won't get results. So it's not just about paying. It's like you going to the gym. Aside from paying for the gym, you also need to get into the act. You need to put on your gym wear, jump when they're jumping, hit the floor when they're hitting the floor. That's how the academy runs. So get into the act, engage, be part of what we are doing. If you do all of that and you do not get results, after 6 weeks, I will do a complete refund assurance, and you still get to keep the course. In addition to that, you get all of these bonuses. Please, these bonuses are only for those who pay tonight, please. These bonuses are only for those who paid tonight. The reason why I'm giving out these bonuses tonight again was because I promised that we're going to leave the academy until the end of the month because of those that pleaded for salaries. So it means that after this time, this is going to go off totally. This is being done because of those who pleaded. We sent a memo to the WhatsApp. I believe you saw it. So that's why this has been done again. So after this time, I can assure you that you will not see these bonuses again. So you get 20 short videos, pronunciation videos that are sold at 20,000 naira. You get them for free. You'd also get my vocabulary development PDF. This would help you to have enough words in your active vocabulary. Remember the active vocabulary and the passive vocabulary we spoke about? You get this for free as well. You get a video on how to never be at a loss for word. Sometimes you want to say something, you're not sure the right word to use. This video would help you solve that challenge. You get the video for free as well. You'll also get my silent letter ebook. You get this for free as well. You'll also get my ebook on English punctuation marks. This is also for free. Instead of getting it for 2.5, you get it for free. You get my book on 100 common grammatical errors and their corrections as well. You get this for free too. You get 10 commonly misused expressions and their corrections. You get this for free. And lastly, you get a video on how to earn more with your diction skill. Whether you're a teacher or not, whatever you do, you'd also get this for free. Please, this is being recorded. Do not worry. You'd also get this for free. All these bonuses are worth 82,000 naira, but you're getting them for free. Plus, you will still get my complete refund assurance. Remember, these bonuses are only available for those who take up this opportunity. After now, the bonuses will not be available. Remember again, the standard cost of the academy is 90,000 plus the bonuses of 82,000 naira. You're getting all of these for just 30,999 naira. Now, here are a few testimonials. This is from someone in the US. I purposely didn't cover the number because I know that some people, they do not trust themselves, not talk of trusting others. She said, I'm in the US. Whenever I come across the natives and we're interacting, some of the questions they would ask me are, where are you from? When I say I am from Nigeria, the next question will be, really? But how come you speak such good English with correct grammar and great pronunciation? Or, ma'am, you really speak like the natives. Your Diction Academy has improved many persons' speaking prowess, capability, and effectiveness. I am glad I came across you. This person is one of our participants in the 6-week Diction Mastery Academy. This is another testimonials. These people are also in the 6-week Diction Mastery Academy. You can see the WhatsApp icon up there. Somebody says, I have really learned. I'll start my read aloud exercise tonight. Remember I told you, we talk about strategies, exercises that you can start to do. How to do it, apps that you can use for free to achieve that, these are all of the things you'll be learning in the academy. Things that would help you, that would support you to get results. Another person said, one of those things I love about the Diction Queen class is that she teaches everything that will make this journey easy without reservation. You are the best, ma'am. This is another person. She's also in the Sacred Diction Master Academy. She said that special thanks to the Diction Queen for your time and to everyone in my room. My room that she mentioned is the smaller groups I talked about. When we come on Zoom every Saturday, we have a smaller group where you practice. And the room you have today, it won't be the room you have tomorrow. Next week, rather. You keep mixing up with different people from different walks of life. It was nice interacting with all of you. I love how original the Diction Queen is. So patient. And she carried every intentional learner along. I love that word, intentional learner. But we have some people in the academy, they would not even read information. How do you expect me to carry you along? You have to be willing to move. So don't come to the academy and become lazy. You have to play your part. I won't come to your house to press your phone for you. Once the information is stated out, do what you have to do. Another person said, this evening's Zoom session was amazing. Thank you, Diction Queen. Learning the greetings and numbers was a great experience. Practicing in our individual groups, and you see, she's also referring back to that group. So the highlight of the Zoom session is that breakout session. People really love the breakout session. They really love it. And in case you don't know, for us to get the breakout session, we pay in dollars to Zoom to get it. Roughly 200,000 is usually paid every month, even if not more. It depends on the dollar amount, dollar rate, to just make sure that the breakout session is included in the package. Here's another person. She said, I love the Zoom section. It was a communicating and correction section. So nice talking to each other. Can you see? The other person said, the section was amazing. I enjoyed every bit of it. The breakout room, like people really love the breakout room. It's one of the highlights. You want to experience it. Was awesome. Ma'am, Joy nailed it. Joy was their own coordinator the day they did this. Thanks to Diction Queen and everyone. So there are millions of testimonials, video testimonials, screenshots like this, audio testimonials that we would send to the group that you can, of course, motivate you to join. But of course, I do not think there's any motivation you need again. The importance of speaking right, or the goodies that it comes with, is enough motivation. Don't let people deceive you when they say we English help. Those people, Yoruba people will say that how do I put that in English? It means that someone whose life is already spoiled should not affect my life. That's the sake of those people that would always say, who English help? If you're here and you work in a sphere where you need English, do not joke with the Diction Master Academy. It's capable of delivering that blessing you asked for at the beginning of this year. So like I said, I have a special offer for those who pay tonight. It's simple. If you pay tonight, you get all the bonuses that I've mentioned earlier. Plus, you get a lifetime access to the course. The course on the e-learning platform. Like I mentioned, the way it is arranged, you take a course every day for 6 weeks. But even after your 6 weeks, we will give you lifetime access to it. That is for those who enroll tonight. So instead of paying 30,999 naira, if you're ready right now, you can get it for just 20,999 naira. So here is the account details to make your payment. Make your payment to the UBA account, Olubukola Agbalaya. Send your payment proof to the WhatsApp group. Remember, after tonight, the bonuses are all gone, plus the lifetime access to the course. So if you're somebody reached out to me and said, my husband used to complain about my poor English. And that person reached out to me yesterday and said, the reason why I pay for the Diction Master Academy is because my husband loves people who speak well. Even if you're doing it for your husband, is enough reason. Some people will say things like, I'm ashamed of speaking in public. If you're doing it because you want to start to speak in church. In fact, the lady says she can't give testimonials in church. As easy as testimonials, she cannot give. If that is the only reason why you're doing this, it's worth it. I've met someone, it was last year, someone who told me that I want to learn so that men can give me more money. To some people, it might not be enough reason. But to her, it's just enough. It's enough to get on the course. So that men will give her more money. Of course, when you speak right, you look tush. And men will see you better in the better light. They respect you more. Not just men, clients, customers, your neighbors. They see you better. Even your boss will see you as a better representative of the organization. So if you're ready to move your life from where you are, if you're ready to move your personal image and of course your professional image from where you are to something better, make your payment of 20,999 naira right now so you can get the course, get all the bonuses, and of course get lifetime access to the academy. Here is the account details again. So let me go back to the comments to see if we have questions. I feel like the class shouldn't end. I'm enjoying it. It would end. Thank you. Percentage. Rules of linking vowel ending and beginning another. Okay, one of them is linking R. If a word ends in letter R, if a word even ends in a shua, the shua is a vowel, and the next start with a vowel letter as well. You can link them with the root sound. Can we have the video posted to the group, please? I kind of showed that we didn't talk about that. So my team will work on that if it's possible for them. Otherwise, testimony or testimonial, they mean two different things. I will pay tonight. Okay, make your payment now so that you can get access to the bonus. You can also get lifetime access to the academy. Somebody said best diction coach ever. Thank you so kindly, Adiola. Okay, so if you do not have any more questions, I would say again, if you want to speak to impress anyone, anytime, anywhere, the 6 week Diction Master Academy is where you should be. And all you need is 20,999 naira. Please pay into the UBA account. Olubukola Agbala, yeah. It's right on the screen, the same account you paid into during the 1K offer. And I believe my team would have sent it to the group as well. So if you have any more questions, please feel to ask. Please also remember, it is not about learning, it is about mastering. And that is why the Diction Master Academy is based on mastery through our system. Do you do physical classes? Yes, we do physical classes for our personalized clients. We have personalized clients. It's just like one-to-one class. It's not a group class. As a personalized client, you get to pick your preferred days in the week and preferred time to learn. We meet twice a week while you have access to the e-learning platform. Then depends on what you're learning. The personalized class covers diction, public speaking, and grammar. For the physical class, the fee is 400,000. For the online class, the fee is 300,000. And note that we only take 3 participants every month. So for the month of February, we only have 2 slots left. So if you're really interested, send me a WhatsApp message now. I'll send you what is necessary and we kickstart immediately. Any other question? Okay, in the absence of question, again, if you want to speak to impress anyone, anytime, anywhere, I guarantee you, the 6 week Diction Master Academy is where you should be. And like I said, after 6 weeks, if you do everything I ask you to do and you do not get results, I will do a refund, complete refund of how much you have paid. And you still get to keep the course. If you enroll tonight, you get access to all the bonuses plus lifetime access to the course. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Have a restful evening. Bye-bye.